In this short video, we're going to look at how we transfer information from the sales daybook into the sales ledger. Now, just to remind you, the sales ledger is where we calculate how much each individual customer owes the business. So on screen, we have a sales daybook, and I brought up a postings list that we'll use just as a summary of the entries that we'll make in the T accounts. Now, the first thing to note is that unlike the general ledger where we transfer or post the totals for the period, when we're transferring our sales daybook into the sales ledger, we're just interested in the gross figures for each individual invoice. So what we'll do is we'll go through each invoice in the sales daybook and we'll post those. So we'll record the date of the transaction, the account, and also often the customer reference, and the gross amount of the invoice. We don't have any interest in the VAT column or the net column when we're posting to our sales ledger. Now, when we're posting sales, the gross total of each invoice will be recorded as a debit. And we'll do that for each separate invoice in our sales daybook. We'll then transfer that information into our different sales accounts, so the Alifair account, the Paris account, and the Perry Klein account. So let's have a look at how we do that with the first invoice. So on the 1st of March, we had an invoice to Perry Klein for a gross amount of 2256. That will be recorded on the debit side of the Perry Klein account. We'll record the date, we'll record the amount on the debit side, and with regards to a description, we'll use the invoice number. We'll then do that for all of the other invoices. And we've now posted our sales daybook into our sales ledger. One thing just to point out is that if we look at all of the entries that we've recorded in our sales ledger, it should all end up adding up to the same amount as was posted to the sales ledger control account in the general ledger, and it's all been posted to the same side. So that 9888, when we transferred that to the sales ledger, was debited to the sales ledger control account, and the sales ledger, remember, just splits up all of the postings to our sales ledger, but between different customer accounts.